Hello everybody, welcome back to Macking Ariana Free. It's Wednesday, which means a new video, and today we're going to be ranking the juice bars of the next step.
We got Squeezed, Hidalgos, Culture Shock, I think I'm doing this out of order, Java Junction, and Neutral Grounds, and then we got Shakes and Ladders. Ooh, that's a list!
The way I've worked out my order is by ranking each juice bar out of 10 in 3 categories. So you've got the name, what they sell, and then their decor and theme. I initially thought that the juice bar was underneath the next step based on where the camera pans to on the exterior shots of each one, but from this shot of Lost and Found it shows that the juice bar is actually on the same level as the studios, which I guess does make sense because can you imagine hearing dancers jumping upstairs while you're trying to drink and eat peacefully? We've also seen the juice bar featured in Lost and Found Music Studios, which was the spin-off show from The Next Step, all about these group of musicians. James, Michelle, Riley and Giselle were all in it.
And I met these guys because they practice in the same building as The Next Step. Now, they needed a drummer, so now I'm in a band.
It was really, really good and I wish it had more seasons. I don't really have much else to say in terms of an introduction for this video, so let's just get started. I'm going to be ranking them from my least favourite to favourite. So at the bottom we have Season 7's The Next Steep. My first point of why I didn't really like The Next Steep is the name. I think it's just too similar to The Next Step. I didn't really find it funny and I didn't really find it that much of a... I don't know, like every season I look forward to finding out what the name was, and I was quite disappointed and underwhelmed with this one.
If these name-stealing teabags think I'm going to set foot in their copyright infringement-filled establishment, they've got another thing coming. When Shakes and Ladders closed, the new owners opened up a cafe called The Next Steep to profit off our popularity after winning regionals. That's why I have a very important mission for you. Sure, anything. Get me a large Earl Grey tea and a blueberry scone. If they don't have blueberry, I'll take plain, but then get the jam, okay? Oh, and put it on next time.
I think I get the pun, because I think it's meant to be like steep as in steeple on a teapot, because obviously it's a tea place, but it just seems too English, and it seems a bit too quirky to be in The Next Step. I don't know, I feel like if The Next Step were a real place, it just wouldn't have a tea place situated underneath it. It's not really universal or catering to everyone, because not everyone likes tea, especially not in Canada. I feel like it's much more of an English thing to have tea places around. Not that we have that many, because to be honest, it's a big stereotype.
Do you not like crust?
Me personally, I do love the crust. But at a real high tea, their sandwiches come with the crust cut off. You're holding it like a mug, and that's a big no-no.
There's a wrong way to drink tea?
Let me show you. Okay. So take the one hand.
Okay.
Hold it.
Okay.
3 fingers, pinky up.
Okay.
Voila.
It feels really uncomfortable.
Yes, but the tea does taste better.
Also, I think the main food is like scones and stuff. I don't know, you can let me know in the comments if you're Canadian or American or whatever. Do you actually drink tea and scones, like hot tea with tea bags, milk and sugar and scones? So yeah, it was just a bit unrealistic to me that many people in Canada would be interested in having a whole tea shop. One good idea that I had for this cafe instead was to call it Spill the Tea, and I'm pretty sure that one of the fan pages had this original idea on Instagram. So if it was you, let me know in the comment down below, because I don't remember, but I really liked that idea because of how much drama there is in the studio. It just would have been really cool. So one above The Next Steep, I have put Culture Shock, and the reason I've put this season 2 cafe down here is because basically it was just too busy for me, and I felt like there was way too much going on. It was quite cluttered and it would have really bothered me if I was having to sit in there.
Culture Shock is this new place that moved in after Squeezed moved out.
You can listen to records, you can get juice, you can buy clothes, and it's more of an urban store.
I feel like the stage area was a cool element to it, so I feel like it should have just had the stage and the cafe. Just like there's so much going on, it was just too unorganised for me. So yeah, I feel like it was a cool hangout spot, like if you wanted to go chill and actually go browse everything.
Hi, Emily. That would be really great color on you.
It's like 20 different colors.
But to just go and have a drink, I don't feel like anyone would pick that like off the street. One above Culture Shock, I have put 2 places drawing because they were the same place, basically just a different name. It was Java Junction and Neutral Grounds. I've put Neutral Grounds slightly higher than Java Junction, but they're pretty much level tiering.
The owner of this place is absolutely crazy. every time she goes on vacation, she comes back with a new name. Like first, she went to Orange County, and she named it Squeezed. And then she lived in Tokyo for a month and named it Culture Shock. And then after that, she went horseback riding in Spain, and she named it
Hidalgos.
And then last year, she went to Colombia and named it Java Junction.
Java Junction was one of the most memorable ones for me. I feel like it was very cozy and it was very appealing in terms of being a cafe place. It didn't seem too much like it was someone's house. It wasn't too cluttered or having too much going on, but it also wasn't completely childish or had things in the way. It was also quite appealing to outsiders. So if you were walking on the street, I could see a lot more people going into Java Junction than going into, say, the Next Steep or Shakes and Ladders. One thing I do discount it for though is sometimes it felt very dark and that, I don't know. It felt like you were in someone's living room, I guess. It just felt a bit too, I don't know. It didn't feel as bright or as vibrant or as much as like you've just walked into a cafe. It just felt very much like a lounge area. So that's kind of a bit discounted for me, but overall I liked Java Junction. Neutral Grounds was pretty much exactly the same place, just different uniforms and a different name, so I've only went that a little bit higher.
Neutral Grounds is the new cafe that replaced Java Junction.
I appreciated the name more because of the whole TNS plot. TNS East against TNS West. Obviously we have Neutral Grounds, which is underneath them. I liked the name, so that's the only reason I've put it above Java Junction. So next we have Shakes and Ladders. First off, I really liked the name this season. I loved the pun. It was a milkshake shop and, you know, it was all these board game themes. Loved that.
Welcome to Shakes and Ladders, where we put the play in your day.
It's only been 3 weeks since Emily and I were fired from the Next Step. But in that time, Neutral Grounds has changed into a board game bistro, and it's called Shakes and Ladders now.
I also really like the vibrancy and the colours and everything, but I just felt like it was a bit impractical to have all those games out. Like, they'd have to be cleaned all the time to get all these germs off and all the food and the drink stuff off them. Also, the thing with Piper when she was doing the dartboard, that's like right in the middle of everyone's way. So if random people were doing that like every day, it would just become like impractical really, and I feel like kind of like Culture Shock, there was just too much. I just remember Pictionary as well. If you've got people doing Pictionary every single day and you're just literally trying to have a nice milkshake and you're sitting next to them, that's going to be so annoying to hear people like shouting and playing games.
So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Team Reshenry.
Let's get it.
Woo! Let's get it.
Okay, the moon. Earth. It's an eyeball. It's an eyeball. No, it's a belly button.
A belly button?
Belly
Okay,
button.
no talking while drawing.
So maybe if the space was bigger and they could really section off the games from the actual eating and drinking, it would work, but it's quite a small space, so I just feel like there was too much going on again. So in second place we then have Squeezed.
Squeezed.
Squeezed was the cafe in season 1, and I liked the name because obviously it was a juice bar and obviously you have to squeeze the fruits to get the juice out of. I also liked the decor. It seemed very much like a cafe, and it also seemed manageable and workable and just like it was a normal environment. The reason it's in second though is because I feel like it is potentially a little bit childish, so there was a lot of bright colours and it very much appealed to season 1 how they all wore a lot brighter colours then.
It's a general hangout spot for kids our age.
Yeah, that's the only reason it's second, but it's like it's such a minor thing. I just feel like it's a bit childish. And in first place that means that I have Hidalgos, which was season 3's cafe.
Actually, I think it's Hidalgos.
I'm pretty sure it's Hidalgos.
I'm pretty sure it's Hidalgos.
The pronunciation of the coffee shop is clearly Hidalgos. Okay? I don't know what the girls are saying.
I really liked the decor and the colour scheme this season. It wasn't too basic, but it also wasn't too extravagant and unrealistic. It seemed very mature and it matched the ages of the characters, like how they'd aged from season 1 to 3. Season 3's cafe seemed like it had matured with the dancers, and season 1's cafe seemed like it was quite immature like the dancers. I could see people walking in off the street and wanting to go into Hidalgos. Also, it was quite universal to its audience. It wasn't too much of one colour, it wasn't too girly, too masculine, too feminine. It was just, it looked like a cafe and I would want to go there. I would want to chill. They had normal food as well, normal drinks. It just worked for me, and I feel like it just fit with season 3 very well, because season 3 was quite a chilled season. Even though it had a lot of drama, it probably was one of the most realistic seasons for me. So yeah, Hidalgo's is in top position. So I hope you enjoyed this video of me ranking all the juice bars on the next step. Let me know what your favourite is. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you on Sunday for a new video, guys.